In the previous video, we talked about configuration. Now we're going to continue from that and talk about calibration. So at Central City Scale, we use a method called the 0.4 millivolt per volt for the sensitivity method. And this enables us just to use current calibration numbers with all different scale systems. So it makes the calibration very simple. We've simplified it so that way you don't have to figure out what the sensitivity or the rated capacity are. We already have these set up with previous scale heads, these numbers, and so we've applied that same formula to this to the Libra to make it simpler just to go through and calibrate and do it on the fly. So if you put in the 0.4 for the sensitivity always, and then find your rated capacity, and we do have a chart. Let's say we have a 3-bar Weightronics. We would put in 36,900. Now, bear in mind that we will, if we send out the kit, we will have it pre-calibrated for you. So there, you could just do some minor adjustments. So move down to the second page on basically how that works. So if you want to just fine tune it, let's say, number one, ensure that the Libra cart and the app are connected. Ensure the grain cart is empty and on level ground. In the device tab, you'll zero out the display. So you'll push on the device tab, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. Zero out your scale, and then fill the grain cart, and you'll know what the Libra is telling you for a weight. Weigh the truck payload at a certified scale, and then based off of that, you can use this formula. So let's take a look at this really quick, this table here. So the 0.4 sensitivity, so everything in red will remain the same, and then you can use the 0.4 method. So the 0.4 do not change for the sensitivity. The rated capacity is a cal number, remember, so it's green. You may change that. The certified reading and the cart reading, in this method, you can. I probably wouldn't, because the only number that we really need to change is that 36,900. And then the cal factor, leave that at 1.000. And then after you go through and adjust that 36,900, just press Save Settings. And then I kind of explain that over here. When you use the 0.4 method, the only thing that will change is the rated capacity, which is now a cal number. Some common cal numbers will be listed on the next page. So go through and show an example here, and then we'll actually go and apply this. So if we look on our display, the actual weight divided by incorrect weight times the current net cal number, which in this is rated capacity, will be the formula for calibration. So example, actual is 59,000, the incorrect weight is 60,000, and then the current cal number, let's say it's 36,000, just to keep it a round number. So 59,000 divided by 60,000, rounded is 0.98. So we'd take 36,000 times 0.98 equals 35,280. So you just put that in for your new cal number. And one important thing to note, the cal number can be adjusted as many times as you want, as long as you get within that 1%. The cal number will be adjusted each time that you calibrate. Make sure you only multiply by the current cal number and not go through and use like that 36,000 number each time or 36,900. It's just a starting point. So the 35,280 would be where it's at this point in time, and then that may change. It may change to 35,350 or 35,100. As long as you get within 1% on a lot of those smaller carts, and some of the newer models, you'll average around that time. If it's a larger cart and some of the different makes and models have some different quirks about them on the older series, so you might find that you're out 2%. So it's just, if you have any questions on that, feel free to contact us and we can kind of advise you on how close you should be. depending on your make and model of grain cart. The calibration codes for the Libra cart using the 0.4 method. So we provide you with kind of a guideline here with this table. You can go through and examine and see what you have. So if you have a 3-bar Weightronics with the resistor, it'd be 0.4 at 36,900. And once again, if you have questions on any of this, just give us a call and we can elaborate on this. But if you see any of these numbers input onto the Libra box, as far as like there is a sticker, we will have the calibration written on there, so that way you have a starting point. So if you go through, you've got the 3-bar Weightronics, 5-bar Weightronics, 6-bar, 8-bar, the compression cells, they're all on there. Digistar is listed on there as well, 5-bar carts, and these will get you to where you need to be, and then you might need to do a little bit of adjustment by following this formula right up here. So take the actual weight divided by the incorrect weight times the current cal number. So let's go ahead and put this into practice with the Libra system. So let's use that example that we had before. So let's go through, and you can just grab a calculator to do this. So if we had our actual weight at 59,000, divided 59,000 by 60,000, be 0.983 repeating. So we'll just take that 0.98 and multiply it times that 36,900. So 36,900 times 0.98 equals 36,162. We could just round that. 60. And then the biggest thing here is press save, and then that's the only thing that you need to change. Now if you do go in and use the certified reading, cart reading, that's fine, but you can probably get a little bit more accurate if you use the method that we just ascribed to there. So with that, that would be how you would basically calibrate the system. We have instructions, once again, through our videos, and then also through the instruction sheet, and we're happy to help you with the calibration process as well. So if you have any questions on any of that, feel free to give us a call, and then we can walk you through that process. And then if you lose your calibration numbers for any reason, we have them listed, and we can go through and restore that and get that basically all set up for you. So the biggest thing with the calibration is knowing this formula: actual weight divided by incorrect weight times the current cal number, which is labeled as that rated capacity on there. And then our example here, the 59,000 is the actual, the incorrect weight is the 60,000. In this scenario, we had a cal number of 36,000, so we took the actual weight divided by the incorrect weight and multiplied that times our current cal number. So the 59,000 was the correct weight. We divided the 59,000 by the incorrect weight, which is 60,000, and then that equaled 0.98. We took the 36,000 times 0.98, and then that equals 35,280. So that's a little bit different from my example, but it's the same basic formula that applies. In this example, we just used a round number of 36,000. In the one I showed you on the Libra was 36,900. And once again, the 36,000 or the 36,900 or 40,000 or whatever your number ends up being based on this table, it's just a starting point. So it won't be multiplied by that number each time. It'll change just a little bit based on the percentage of error and how you change it. So once you get within 1%, that's usually the going rate on the medium to smaller size carts, and then on the larger ones, depending on the year, some of the newer ones are a little bit more accurate, And then some of the older ones, they're not so much as accurate, and they have a lot of different quirks there. And so the biggest thing there is basically thinking about the design, where the weigh bar is calibrated from, so getting axles clear outside and getting different leverage issues. Those are all things to take into consideration with calibration. So if you're calibrating multiple times, look at possibly a weigh bar issue or possibly a leverage issue. A weigh bar issue is going to be wide and invariant, and it's going to throw your accuracy completely off, or it might just have it outside of the norm. Anything that just doesn't seem normal to you, feel free to give us a call and we can elaborate on that and help you through the process. But once again, just kind of knowing what your grain card is, let us know what the make and model is and how it's set up with load cells or weigh bars. And if you don't know, you can certainly send us pictures and we can analyze those. So we're going to move on to the next section after this. This is the calibration section. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and give us a call.